Everybody, my name is Noah. I run the channel Decentralized Thought on YouTube. I'm here at Satoshi's Vision in Japan with Clemens, who works at yours.org as the CTO. Can you tell us a little bit about what you do?
Yeah, sure. So first of all, thanks for having me. So yours.org is a social network where people can earn money.
Mm-hmm.
So the problem is today people post stuff on Facebook and on Instagram and actually create really good content, but nobody gets paid for their work.
Right.
So we want to change that. We think if you create value on the internet, you should be able to pay that. And so that's why we created yours.org,
Right.
which is a platform where people can post their content, but it has an integrated micropayment system. So what you can do is you can there's different possibilities for you to earn money. So the simplest version is you can just write a blog post, and then you can put a paywall into the middle of your blog post and charge people to sort of read the rest of the article, right? Then with other models where it's very similar to Reddit, where there's some sort of upvote version, but an upvote costs some amount of money. And if you're early on voting on a good post that goes viral later, then you not only make your money back, you actually make a profit. Right?
Oh.
So that gives you an incentive to find good content early, upvote it, and at the same time this has sort of the effect of sort of curating our homepage, and we kind of hope that in this way we can get better content to the top of our homepage.
Right. So not only can the content creators make money, but also the users of the platform as well.
Exactly. So our goal is to sort of increase the quality of content on the internet, but there's a big problem that people are unwilling to give up their credit card details to a site. And so if you just say, okay, this is a social network where you can pay for content, that's not a good sort of motivator for people to sign up and give up their credit card details. So what we do is we allow every user sort of to make some money, okay, and that sort of motivates people sort of to sign up and make a deposit into the site, because you can make money. But then once you have money in the site, what we learned is that people are much more willing to actually reward other people, tip them, buy content and stuff like that.
Right, definitely. And it makes sense why cryptocurrency would be used on this platform, because entering your credit card information, giving up your personal information just to tip content and try and make micropayments would be a huge deal. So
yeah,
it's an obvious choice.
Yeah, that's true. And sort of the other aspect is also just transaction fees, right? So if we could build the same thing on top of PayPal, but PayPal fees is 30 cents per payment plus 3% or something like that. And then if you want to tip someone 10 cents and you have to pay 30 cents in transaction fees, nobody's going to do that, right? The only PayPal makes money there. So that's why we decided very early on to use cryptocurrency, and then specifically today we're using Bitcoin Cash, because Bitcoin Cash has extremely low fees. So usually the fees are below 1 cent. And so if you have fees that low, it actually makes sense for people to tip one another just a few cents, like 10 cents, or buy an article for 10 cents like that.
Mm-hmm. All right, so each time you tip someone, is that an on-chain transaction, or it is?
Yeah, so there's a long history to the company. So we started working on this, me together with Ryan X. Charles, the CEO of the company. We started working on this way before Bitcoin Cash existed, right? And so we realized back then, at that point, Bitcoin transaction fees were 5 cents, and we thought that's already too high.
Right.
So what we built is an in-browser version of the Lightning Network. And we spent a year building that technology, and it was very, very hard. And then eventually, last August, Bitcoin Cash launched. And it turned out that it was exactly sort of the same cost of using Bitcoin Cash like doing the Lightning Network, but it was just way simpler, right? So we could sort of get rid of 10,000 lines of really, really complicated and error-prone code and just replace it by using Bitcoin Cash. And the way it works right now is users hold the keys in their web browser, so they have full control over the money. We never sort of get access to users' money. And when I want to send you a tip, the client-side software in your web browser is going to build a Bitcoin transaction, sign it, and broadcast it to the Bitcoin blockchain, right? And you're just going to send an on-chain transaction into my wallet, and that's how I get money.
Right. Oh, very nice. So why use something like Bitcoin Cash instead of multiple other altcoins like maybe Litecoin or Vertcoin or something of that sort?
Yeah. So we were traditionally on Bitcoin and big fans of Bitcoin. So Ryan and I both were in Bitcoin for a long time. We're big fans of Bitcoin traditionally, but it's just become unusable, right? Just fees are too high. I mean, Bitcoin is extreme. So I complained that PayPal is too expensive at 30 cents. Bitcoin fees are dollars, right? It used to be, I think, $60 at some point. Right now, I didn't check. It's probably $5, right? That's insane, right? So there's no way we could be on Bitcoin.
Right.
And then we switched actually a couple of times, but now sort of we've settled on Bitcoin Cash just because it's It's super easy to use, super reliable, and it just has the lowest fees.
Yeah, I guess running a business off of microtransactions, that kind of uncertainty about the fees, it makes it unusable.
Yeah.
So can you tell us a little bit about your talk that you're going to make?
Yeah. So at the same time, while I was working on yours, I have spent too much time in university, and so I have a background in automata theory and this kind of stuff. And so one day I took a trip with Ryan to some small town north of San Francisco, and we talked about the Bitcoin scripting language. And Ryan told me that the scripting language has 2 stacks. And for people who are familiar with automata theory and theoretical computer science, there's already immediately rings that bell, right? That automata with 2 stacks are Turing complete. And Turing complete means that anything that can be computed at all can be computed by a very simple device just with 2 stacks. Okay? And so I started thinking about whether Bitcoin might be much more expressive than it actually is, right? Than people think it is right now. And so I worked on this for a long time, and I eventually kind of figured out that what you can do is Bitcoin script is extremely restricted in the sense that any computation in Bitcoin script can only have a small number of steps, right? And in general, computation must be allowed to have a very, very large amount of steps. And so you cannot do these things in Bitcoin script. But what you can do is you can sort of unroll your long computation and do your computation not just in one transaction, but you can chain together multiple transactions and thereby sort of perform a computation of arbitrary length. Okay, and so I worked on that, and then still kind of undecided. Eventually, I found a video that was 2015. So the video is from 2015. I found it later of Craig Wright claiming on the internet that Bitcoin is Turing complete.
Right.
And I was like, that's interesting, right? Because that was something I had figured out, and I was like, okay, so this guy knows something that everybody thinks is wrong, and that just motivated to work more on the proof. And so now finally, I'm kind of happy to share this with the community, and I've. So in 2 days here at the conference, I'm going to sort of present this to the audience, my construction, how really complicated computations can be done in Bitcoin today without needing to add anything else to Bitcoin.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, so can you tell us kind of what your duties at yours.org are as the CTO?
Yeah. So as the CTO of a company, you have to be willing to get your hands dirty, right? So in a company, there's just lots of boring shit that needs to get done, and as a CTO, sometimes you just pick up the boring shit as well. But then mostly I think my responsibility revolves about just working on the product, we're currently trying to figure out product market fit, right? So to build a product that's so compelling that people once they sign up, they really stick around and they really come back again and again and again. And so what we're working right now on is exactly that, making the product so good that people want to come back every single day, right? And so we hope when we talk to people about the vision of yours, everybody is really excited about it, right? Because who doesn't want to make money on the internet?
Yeah.
While at the same time improving the quality of the content. That's just 2 things. And that resonates with lots of people. But then us being a small team, we're not there yet. But we've now raised money, we're hiring very good people, and I hope that we will be able to find product market fit and build a beautiful product for a mass audience eventually.
Right. Definitely. It seems like that yours.org kind of seems like the new type of faucet, where a faucet could get people introduced to cryptocurrency a while back. Today, people can start off by earning cryptocurrency there and also add value rather than just filling out CAPTCHAs. So I guess people that want to get into cryptocurrency and test it can just go to yours.org and give it a go.
Exactly. So that's a little bit of our goal, to sort of onboard a mass audience onto Bitcoin Cash, and not for political reasons or because they're fans of Bitcoin Cash, just because they have a product sort of that actually works for them, right? That provides value to them, right? And so this is how we hope to eventually onboard many people who are not interested in Bitcoin at all today to sort of be introduced to Bitcoin for the first time through yours.
All right, I guess that's it. My name's Noah. I'm from Decentralized Thought, filling in for Bitcoin.com. And I look forward to seeing your talk tomorrow.
Thank you very much for having me. And everybody, please sign up for yours.org.
Carry your own bank with you with Bitcoin, where only you have access over your funds. Send any amount of money to anyone instantly anywhere in the world without any restriction for pennies with Bitcoin. Bitcoin.com's wallet offers a secure and simple interface in multiple languages and currencies. Download the Bitcoin.com wallet today.